Okay, people, let me move on to Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. So, this past Sunday, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they got absolutely destroyed by Tampa Bay, 38-10. You know, the Green Bay Packers were up 10-0 after the first quarter. Then Aaron Rodgers proceeded to throw 2 straight interceptions on back-to-back drives. It gave the Buccaneers life, and the Packers could never get back on track after those 2 interceptions. And Aaron Rodgers, you know, the bad man he is, he was flat out bad. He was due in the Buccaneers game. He was 16 for 35 passing. That's 45% completion percentage. He threw 0 touchdowns, and he threw 2 interceptions along with those 0 touchdowns. Not a good look for Aaron Rodgers. He had a pass rating of 35.4, and we're talking about a guy that has the highest pass rating in NFL history as we speak today in Aaron Rodgers. And I understand the offensive line was not particularly blocking very well. The wide receivers did struggle to get open at times. But you have to put this loss mainly on Aaron Rodgers. And honestly, people, I'm holding Aaron Rodgers accountable big time this season. You want to know why? Because I've been a guy that has always given Aaron Rodgers somewhat of the benefit of the doubt. And honestly, it's been for good reason, because Aaron Rodgers, as far as I'm concerned, he's the most talented thrower of the football in NFL history, in my opinion. And Aaron Rodgers, for most of his career, he's had to deal with a lot of things that have gotten in the way of him trying to win multiple Super Bowls. You know, at times Green Bay has not spent enough money in free agency. They've held on to coaches way too long. It was very clear that Mike McCarthy was holding the Green Bay Packers back for years. They finally got rid of him. The defense has constantly let Aaron Rodgers and the Packers down in the playoffs time and time again. For the most part, throughout Aaron Rodgers' career, outside of Eddie Lacy and Aaron Jones, he's never had a really good running game. And for what it's worth, when Aaron Rodgers last year goes to an NFC title game, and we recognize that Green Bay might need an extra wide receiver or two to put them over the top, guess what Green Bay does? They draft Aaron Rodgers' replacement, Jordan Love. A year after Aaron Rodgers goes to an NFC title game and is one game away from the Super Bowl and playing good football. I understand why people give Aaron Rodgers the benefit of the doubt, and I'm actually in that company of people that give him the benefit of the doubt constantly because he deserves it. But this year, that ticket has run out because when I look at Green Bay today, you know, obviously you got Kansas City, you got Tampa Bay, you got Seattle, you got Pittsburgh. Those are some of the best teams in the NFL right now. But in my opinion, from a roster standpoint, Green Bay's right there with those teams. I mean, maybe you could throw in Baltimore or Tennessee, but for my money, Green Bay is arguably a top 5 team in all football as we speak today. I don't think the Packers are done for or frauds just because they lost to the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers really needed that game, you know, more than the Packers. And for what it's worth, Tampa's a really good football team. And I tried to tell you guys all off season, Tampa Bay is legit. No one wanted to listen to me, but now people are realizing how good they are. But Green Bay, they're going to win about anywhere from 11 to 13 games. They'll be just fine. And let's be real, Aaron Rodgers, he just had an off day. And I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to have that bad of a game the rest of the way. And when I look at Green Bay, I talked about how earlier Aaron Rodgers, for the most part during his career, has had head coaches holding him back. And that's been true. Well, guess what? Mike McCarthy is now gone. Matt LaFleur, a very young creative head coach, is now in the building. And Matt LaFleur, he got the Packers to an NFC title game in his first season as the head coach. Roughly about a week ago, I said one of the reasons why Green Bay as a passing offense has improved so much and why their offense looks so much better than last year is because Matt LaFleur is one of the best young coaches in the entire NFL. So, Aaron, you got a good young progressive head coach. We talked about Aaron Rodgers having a lack of a run game. As far as I'm concerned, Aaron Jones has 16 rushing touchdowns last year. As far as I'm concerned, Aaron Jones is having an excellent season. We talked about the Packers maybe not giving Aaron Rodgers another weapon or two wide receiver in this past draft. I can make that argument definitely, but as far as I'm concerned, Devontae Adams is arguably a top 5 wide receiver in the game of football right now. And if you're that bad man that I know you are, I expect you to make these players look good. I expect you to turn water into wine. When I have a guy like Aaron Rodgers, I expect my wide receiver core to look relatively good because you're going to put the football on the money for these guys. I look at the offensive line. Outside the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game, the offensive line has been great this season. The offensive line is one of the best offensive lines in the entire NFL. And we can talk about the defense being a question mark from time to time, but I look at some of the players they have on that defense. Jair Alexander, a top 10 defensive back in the entire NFL at the corner position. Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage, good players. Kenny Clark, one of the best defensive tackles in the entire NFL. Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith. They had excellent seasons last year. Green Bay's defense is no longer a liability. It may not be the best defense in the world, but it's not a liability on the team. And this is the first time in Aaron Rodgers' career, honestly, since 2014, where I look at the team around him and I say, okay, for the first time, Aaron Rodgers has some real true support. And last year, I gave Aaron Rodgers a semi-pass for, sticking up the joint versus the 49ers in the playoffs just because I felt that Green Bay overachieved last year. I felt Green Bay was about a 10-6 football team heading into the season last year, but they overachieved last year. They overachieved with a brand new head coach, and they were lucky to get that far. They were a very good team that overachieved last year. But this year, this is the year where you should put it all together, Aaron Rodgers. This is supposed to be your year. You look at Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson in Seattle, I don't think he has as good of a roster as you, Aaron Rodgers. You look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he's learning a whole new system this year. He's no longer with the Patriots. Tom Brady is doing something completely new that he's never done in his career. Aaron, you should have the upper hand. Aaron, you gave away that game versus Tom Brady. Aaron, you got outplayed by Tom Brady last week. Aaron Rodgers, you got to step up to the plate now, brother. Slowly but surely, the excuses are running out for Aaron Rodgers. That's just a harsh reality. I love Aaron Rodgers to death. I've said in the past, this guy's a top 5 quarterback of all time. I still believe that. And I believe Green Bay is going to be just fine this year. They have a very good roster, solid wide receivers, Devontae Adams, good run game, good offensive line. Aaron Rodgers is still playing like a top 5 quarterback. This team is capable of winning the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, you got to step up to the plate and deliver. At some point, we have to stop pointing to the defense as to why Aaron Rodgers is failing. At some point, we have to stop pointing to the coaching staff. So Aaron Rodgers, all I'm saying, man, is this. Listen, for a while, the excuses were valid as to why you weren't getting to multiple Super Bowls because you didn't have the rosters to compete with the San Franciscos or the Seattles of the world. But now, Aaron Rodgers, you got a real run game. You've got a better head coach. You've got a star wide receiver. You've got a decent offensive line. You're in your second year in the Matt LaFleur system. Aaron Rodgers, you wanted Mike McCarthy fired? Guess what? You got your wish. I expect Aaron Rodgers to deliver a Super Bowl. And by the way, if Aaron Rodgers were to retire with only one Super Bowl on his resume, that's kind of a stain on his legacy. Either way you slice it, because in his era, guys like Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger, who are not better than Aaron Rodgers, have more Super Bowl rings than him. That's a valid point, people. I mean, at least Peyton Manning got the multiple Super Bowls. At least Russell Wilson's gotten the multiple Super Bowls. And by the way, Peyton Manning did win 2 Super Bowls. I get that. But the last one, he kind of was carried by a Broncos team that, really was really good. Peyton Manning, he was kind of riding the coattails. But at least Peyton Manning got the 4 Super Bowls. Aaron, you haven't been back to a Super Bowl since 2010. Since 2011, 2010, you haven't been back to a Super Bowl. What's going on, brother? You got to step up to the plate. Joe Flacco's won 1 Super Bowl. Nick Foles has won 1 Super Bowl. If you're the greatest thrower of the football of all time, and arguably, in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers is that guy, I expect you to get more than 1 Super Bowl before your time is up. So in the end, Aaron Rodgers, you got to step up to the plate, and slowly but surely, Aaron Rodgers' excuses as to why he has only won 1 Super Bowl, they're slowly running out. That's just the harsh reality. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.